Hello and welcome to Procrasturbation Station. Procrastination, as in procrastinating, and that other thing that we all do but don't really talk about. If you can put it together, then you're my type of people and I invite you to stick around. If you can't, perhaps you should click that next button. But either way, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm your host, Hannah, and I'm here to talk to you about self sabotage in a way that invites all parts of us to come along for the journey. I'm here to lay out the setbacks and superpowers of self sabotage in order to manage our limitations through creativity. Throughout this show, we'll discuss designing a life that works in your favor through sustainable creative practices. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you enjoyed today's topic. Hello, and welcome to Procrastination Station. Today, we're discussing achievements. Now, there's a difference between valuing your success and pursuing achievement to a hyper degree. Today's episode is not about just any old achievement, but hyper achievement. Pursuing success is a virtue in life, yet it can be paired with feelings of lack, perfectionism, procrastination, people pleasing, and so much more. I want to understand where the desire for achievement comes from and why people who do have this desire for success are constantly fighting uphill to stay committed, and how the most successful people manage to stay determined and not fall into task paralysis. Today's topic will be guided by the subtopics of chasing the feeling, pseudo achievement, bypassing success when you're not achieving, your value, and your values. Please keep listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's topic. And now for chasing the feeling. If you want to be successful beyond the success of being a well rounded, functioning adult, because let's face it, that's a huge accomplishment in itself. Like, for example, you want to make a big girl money one day. You may be too busy chasing the feeling of success over actually taking action towards your success. Success and achievement comes with a feeling of recognition and accomplishment, yet this can be detrimental if you're not taking the time to appreciate the journey. You may be chasing satisfaction, yet you may be afraid of what it takes to become the person who's successful, or chasing approval. Yet you may also be afraid of putting yourself on the line, making big decisions, and stepping outside of the comfortable norm in order for people to give you the approval that you're looking for. After all, making big decisions poses the challenge of being wrong, and seeking approval also sets yourself up for the potential of disapproval. You may have an inner desire to be successful, but maybe you don't know where it's coming from, and I encourage you to dissect that a little bit. Are you looking to be successful in the traditional means with a cushy job, a hot, happy, healthy family? Or maybe you want to be successful in kicking your addiction's ass, or to be a better friend, or to navigate and overcome the patterns laid out before you that dictate your life. It really doesn't matter what success means to you, but it looks different for everybody, and it's all valid. The main thing to talk about in regards to achievement in your life is your presence. Not to look too far into the future and not to judge every day by the evidence you've collected throughout your past. Your present is a new day, and you're allowed to reinvent yourself every single day until you get it right. And if you do want success, let's say in entrepreneurship, you don't have to commit the rest of your life to entrepreneurship. You can decide every single day, I'm going to wake up and be an entrepreneur, but that doesn't have to mean that you have dedicated your whole life. Maybe a new job comes around and it's perfect for you and it makes your heart sing, and that's something that you want to do for the rest of your life. Again, you can make that decision every single day as it rolls around, and you don't have to commit yourself too heavily to anything. When you're seeking achievement on a frequent, consistent, and sometimes excessive basis, you can lose touch with taking action towards achieving the things that you actually want to achieve. This is like achievement for achievement's sake, which leads you to feeling unrested, unwell, and unable to navigate your internal process to make sound decisions around the opportunities in front of you. When you want success in your life, it's important to look at these fears and limitations from an objective place. Who do I need to become in order to step into my power? Are there habits or people or values I need to let go of in order to get closer to a version of myself that's successful? With today's episode, I want to dive deeper into this. How can we know for sure that the achievements we're after are actually fulfilling a need within us as opposed to chasing a feeling that's fleeting? In other words, how do we avoid building our ladder up one rung at a time to get to the top of where we want to be, just to realize that we're leaning up against the wrong wall? Now for pseudo achievement. Doing things as quick gratification to fulfill the desire for achievement, like perhaps you have a huge goal to write a book and you always set time aside on Sundays to write your book, yet Sunday rolls around and suddenly you have ample energy to tackle your piled up laundry or to clean your car. This soothes the desire to be productive for the day, but it's a fleeting moment that doesn't make progress towards your book. This type of procrastination feels good in the moment because, hell, you can't be lazy if you're getting things done, but it delays your momentum towards your larger goal. When it comes to seeking achievements for achievement's sake, I've done this when it comes to my business. When I started my business, I volunteered for a book signing to get a Guinness World Record. I know, your girl has a world record. I told myself I was going for the sake of networking, but I went home with no qualified prospects for my business. I left with an unrelated business experience, a t shirt, and an awesome story. I've also pitched in front of crowds without a prepared presentation, thrown up immediately after, and left again without any qualified leads. I rationalize with myself that with everything I've done in my business, whether it turns around into relevant experience or sales or not, has not been in haste. I've spent time in business experimenting and developing skills I never knew I had and stumbling on opportunities I never dreamed of participating in. This pseudo type of achievement, although potentially counterproductive towards doing the things that actually benefit my business, are also astronomically beneficial towards navigating my path towards creating a fulfilling career that celebrates my strengths, by also pushing myself to developing new strengths. Pseudo achievement can both hinder your long term success and lead you towards greater fulfillment and what you actually want to do with your time. I encourage you to take a look at the times you're procrastinating. Are you being stubborn by avoiding something you truly want to accomplish, or is your procrastination a warning sign that you don't actually feel fulfilled by the task you're taking on? Typically, the worst part about starting a new goal or dream is getting started, and in this case, it's important to develop your inner narrative around the changes that you need to make towards becoming the version of you that makes things happen. Before getting started on something, you might need to part with a version of yourself that wasn't ready to make the changes necessary to accomplish your goals. This can be both extremely scary and so necessary to step into the person you're meant to be. Be patient with yourself when you're procrastinating and lean into understanding why you may want to accomplish something with all of your heart and soul, yet your body seems to have a negative reaction to taking action towards it. And now for bypassing success. When you're always chasing the next achievement, you bypass the little wins as you take each step to the next rung up the ladder of success. You may see someone online who recently blew up and wonder, when will it be my turn to make a name for myself? Or perhaps you want to leave a legacy for your children. You may fall into comparison with others and wonder when the big things are going to happen for you. I have a secret for you. The big things are happening as we speak. Right frickin' now. The big things are not on Instagram. They're not waiting for you to see them. They're actually just happening. Whatever your big thing is that you want to see happen, the key ingredient is relishing in your small wins. You can even celebrate and stretch out your wins to last longer, and by doing so, you attract more wins into your life. Every big win is a collection of little wins. The more you recognize your little wins, the bigger they become. You wanna make a name for yourself, so you started posting videos online of you sharing your wisdoms? Go friggin' you. You wanna leave a legacy for your kids and you started putting $10 into savings every month even though you're single? That's so huge, my guy. That being said, future thinking follows you to the grave. When you're always thinking about preparing for tomorrow, be it a rainy day, a potential disaster, or even lavish retirement, your foresight follows you. Saving for a rainy day is wonderful. So is enjoying life's little pleasures and taking yourself on dates. Being seen online is so friggin' cool, and so is keeping a sliver of your creativity private for your own enjoyment. By relishing in all of your wins and using every day of your life to find a reason to celebrate, you've really learned how to enjoy the journey of your life. Sitting in your presence allows you to feel gratitude towards what you have. Projecting too much into the future both chases and bypasses success. This means that you'll spend your entire life preparing for tomorrow, that when tomorrow comes, you're not actually ready to receive all the fulfillment that life offers. Now, what happens when you're not hyperachieving? If you're a hyperachiever and you've decided to dial it back a notch, you may begin to experience skill regression. You may be spending less time nurturing the details of things that you typically like to tailor to perfection, and it feels like you're incapable of achieving as much as you used to. Like, for example, if you really love to cook, perhaps when your friends come over, you'd spend a backbreaking day creating a delicious meal with all the fixins, garnishes, and extra touches. And since deciding to tone back your hyperachievement, you realize that part of the joy of adding all the extras was your way of adding love to your meals and providing your friends with an unforgettable culinary experience. This can still be the way you show your love to the people around you, or you can focus on spending less time working to the bone in the kitchen and more time actually enjoying the company of your guests. When you're someone who attaches their value to what they're achieving, you may experience turbulent self esteem, and skill regression can also exacerbate this. Your value is attached to the way that you make people feel and the way you nurture yourself when you're knocked down, and the way you seek balance in the way that you move through life. There's balance to achievement. There's value in going above and beyond with your achievements, and there's value in allowing good enough to stand as it is, and there's value in taking absolutely no action at all. But as a hyperachiever who's decided to take back some of your power from the need to hyperachieve, your energy is reserved for things like enjoying quality time, nurturing yourself, and observing your environment. It can feel like your skills are regressing because you're not doing as much as you used to do, and that's exactly the point. Instead of coping with your feelings by accomplishing something, you're taking time to unpack the things that you've possibly never let yourself feel. Leaning into presence is key to enjoying the journey. Presence allows you to manipulate your energy, to enjoy a hard day's work, and to trust your body to tell you when you've had enough. Presence has little to do with progress, and it's more about allowing the current moment to stand however it needs to be. And now for your value and your values. In this instant gratification world we live in, it can feel like your worth is attached to what you accomplish in a day. I want you to know that your value goes beyond your accomplishments. Your body tells you exactly what you need, and the way you interact with the signs and signals your body shows you, and the way you navigate the opportunities your life presents you, is a greater achievement than accomplishing any external goal. True fulfillment happens through alignment. This means that the things you want inside your heart are reflected back to you in the opportunities you go after in your external world, and the external world continues to provide opportunities to expand your heart's longing. If you want to feel successful in your life right now, even if you're not accomplishing anything big, remember to expand your wins. Relish in them and make the celebration last longer than you deem necessary. Being in the energy of success will allow you to attract more success in your life. This means if you do want to go after a big goal, but maybe you don't have all of the things figured out yet, by standing in the energy of how you will feel after you've accomplished this goal, you will attract all of the resolutions that you need in order to actually get there. And by the time you get there, you already have all of the feelings of success that you're looking for, of recognition, of acceptance, of relevance, of whatever it is that you're looking for, you'll already have all of those feelings within you. So at the end of the day, accomplishing the goal doesn't even matter because you feel the feelings that you wanted to feel. Make the celebration last longer than you deem necessary. No matter how small, if you didn't feel like keeping up with your dishes this week, but today you decided to make a dent in the pile, I'm so proud of you. Celebrate with cake. Or perhaps you felt heavy and unmotivated, yet today you've decided to pick up your journal and unpack what's going on. That's huge news. Celebrate with a nap. Bathe in the energy that you want to attract. The more successful you feel, the more success will be drawn to you. Maybe your dream is to have big girl money so that you can live in stable foundations, but the thing that you need isn't to make more money, but to look at the way your expenses creep up when you happen upon extra funds. Or maybe you want to own a successful business, which to you means slumming it until you make it happen. But what will be more valuable to your career is to get a 9 to 5 to support you. Yes, you'll take smaller strides to making it happen, but your bills are paid and the bank isn't on your ass for your student loans. If you want to achieve something outside of yourself, I encourage it. I also encourage you to maintain connection with your internal world to ensure that what you're going after is meant for you and that you'll feel fulfilled when you get there. And now to wrap up this episode with a conclusion. If you're a hyperachiever, absolutely no judgment here because same. My goal with this episode is not to persuade you into doing less or convince you that doing more is the way to go. My goal here is ultimately to highlight the quality of hyperachievement and provide options for navigating it in your own life. Achievement and success look different for everyone. My wish for you is that you follow your inner knowing to chase the dreams that will light you up and that you allow yourself grace not to have to go above and beyond at everything you're doing. I hope you allow things not to go exactly as planned once in a while, but rather to unfold exactly as they're meant to be. Thank you so much for being with me, and I'll catch you in my conclusion. Cheers for now. Thank you so much for being here with me, and if you enjoyed today's topic, now is a great moment to subscribe. If you have any feedback about today's topic, please reach out to my social channels. I help creative entrepreneurs market their creations in a way that feels authentic. I have a self-study marketing program that covers basic and advanced marketing concepts with 9 modules and activity sheets. I also offer one on one marketing consulting services. Check out my socials and my website to learn more. If you're interested in working with me, please reach out via email. All relevant links are in the description below, and thanks again for listening. Cheers for now.